Hi friends! Lately, I've been obsessed with learning how to shade better, and honestly, figuring out how to shade used to confuse me so much. And it still does sometimes, but that's what practicing is all about, right? In today's video, I want to share a few things I've been learning about shading that I find super helpful. Of course, I'm not an expert, just someone who's on a journey sharing some shading tips. One of the first things that clicked for me was always find a light source first. Whether it is imaginary or real, deciding where the light comes from makes shading a whole lot easier. If the light hits the top left, then the bottom right is going to have more shadow. Try drawing the same shape and placing the light source in different areas to train yourself to see where the shadow goes. It is such a simple exercise, but it really helps train the artist side of your brain. Over time, it becomes more instinctual, especially when you move on to more complex shapes. As the saying goes, don't try to run before you can walk. If you want to get good at shading, start by mastering the basic shapes. The cylinder, the cube, and the sphere. Basically, the big three. Similar to the exercise I just mentioned, now try replacing your objects with these basic shapes. Place a light source at different angles and train yourself to spot where the shadows would fall. If you can get good at shading these basic forms, then you can move on to more complex or organic shapes. Basically, level up as you go. This was honestly the most interesting thing for me when I first learned about shading. When it comes to shading, artists don't just shade the dark areas, they shade both the light and the shadow. These are often split into two groups, the light family and the shadow family. Here's a quick breakdown. The light family includes areas directly hit by light, so that means the center light, the highlight, the halftones. The shadow family includes areas blocked from the light, so that means form shadow, occlusion shadow, and cast shadow. And the part that acts as the divider between the two families, that's the core shadow. If you want to dive deeper into this, I highly recommend watching the video on how to shade a drawing. I will put the link in the description below. They explain all of this in more detail, but make sure you finish watching this video first. One exercise to practice this is to go back to your basic shapes. Adding onto the earlier exercises, other than just identifying the light source and the main shadow areas, also practice shading the light family and the shadow family. This one absolutely blew my mind, and it is a shading mistake I used to make all the time. If you are new to the idea, reflected light is the light that bounces off surrounding surfaces and lightly hits the object. You will usually find it in the shadow areas, and it's a little lighter than the core shadow. And this is important because it is the key to making your drawings look more realistic and three-dimensional. Another classic mistake I made, and sometimes still do, is shading with just a single tone. But to add real depth to your drawing, you need to be comfortable using a full range of values. One exercise for this is to create a gradient scale. Draw a series of boxes or circles and shade them from light to dark, creating smooth transitions. Start with black and white to really get the technique down, and then once you are comfortable, you can experiment with colors to see how different hues and intensities affect shading. This is so helpful because when you are shading, you can use the gradient scale to decide what belongs in the light family and what belongs in the shadow family. And just as a general rule of thumb, the lightest dark should always be darker than the darkest light. If you don't quite know what that means yet, definitely check out the video on the top 5 shading mistakes. They explain it so much better than I could. So yeah, I'm still learning every single day, but these little tips have made shading way less scary for me. And I have definitely seen improvement over time. If you're on your art journey too, I hope this video has helped you out even just a little bit. If you're interested to watch me shade an egg from scratch, continue watching. If not, thanks for hanging out with me and see you in the next one. Bye! 언제나 함께 있었음 해 모든 게 다 통하니까 Feels like daydreaming 너와 있을 땐 난 I love my life 사라지지만 나의 전부 그 chemistry is like no other two 힘들었을 때마다 늘 함께 했던 너 눈이 마주쳤던 그 순간 생각을 공유해 우리 둘 사이의 텔레파시 바라보고 있는 날 봐 And nowhere can I find someone like you 한눈에 알아본 넌 나의 replica We don't need to see each other to know that we're on the same wavelength Oh yeah, why can't we just meet tomorrow?
넌 아직도 날 찾고 있어 매일이 매일이 난 네 생각하다 잠들어 My heart is beating for you waiting waiting 넌 헤매이고만 있어 I don't know what more to expect 물론 아냐 너는 난 알아 너라는 말은 하고 싶지 않아 정말 보러 갈게 바다 건너 난 널 뭐든 할게 말해줘 자고 싶지 않아 또 나는 홀로 우선 해보는 거야 나랑 YOLO Yeah 난 너와 나란히 가서 주말이 평범한 연인처럼 밥을 먹고 싶어 내 말 틀린 건 하나도 없어 안 될 거란 생각 이제 던져 너가 없으면 날 okay 난 잘 먹고 잘 살길 okay 맘을 다 부어주긴 좀 그래 잠을 만큼 참았어 억울해 Baby I can feel it with you Maybe you feel the same with me too 매일이 매일이 난 네 생각하다 잠들어